With over 79,000 Syrian refugees already coming into the States and tens of thousands more coming in, how can you guarantee that there's none that have been radicalized? And two, don't you feel that that money would be better spent taking care of the tens of thousands homeless veterans we have sleeping on the streets every night, some with children, and the ones committing suicide daily? Thank you, Mr. President.
Yeah. Well,
Excuse me, because I still cannot believe this actually happened in America. A man stood up trying to blame refugees for everything wrong in this country, and Barack Obama basically looked at him like, "Sir, are you serious right now?" And the craziest part, the moment Obama brought up Republicans blocking gun restrictions while screaming about terrorism, the whole energy in that room changed. You could almost hear people thinking, wait a minute, he's actually making sense. Hey everybody, I'm Deborah and welcome back to Blue Voice. Before we get into this unbelievable exchange, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video with friends and family, and most importantly, speak your mind down in the comments, because your voice matters. A lot of Americans stay silent while politicians in Washington keep making decisions for everybody else. Not here. This channel is for real conversations. And today, you're about to watch a cocky Trump supporter try to corner Barack Obama over Syrian refugees, terrorism, veterans, and immigration, only for Obama to completely flip the conversation and expose the fear politics behind it. And honestly, some of the points Obama made here still apply to America right now. So let's really dig into this.
well, first let me say, sir, that we don't have tens of thousands of Syrian refugees coming in. We're trying to admit several thousand. So far, I think we've been able to admit about 2,500. In contrast, Canada's taken in 25,000. We're a much bigger country. Germany's taken in 500,000. There's a tragedy going on there, and people are homeless and dying, and we're the biggest, wealthiest country on earth, and we have some obligation to help, just like we'd expect people to help if Americans were in trouble. And so I think it's really important to understand we're not spending a lot of money on bringing in and housing refugees. And this is what I mean about making sure that when we're deciding about elections and voting, that we look at the facts. I'm trying to get more refugees admitted. It's not close to the kinds of numbers you're talking about. We just can't, and the reason is because refugees are actually admitted on a much stricter standard than the average tourist who's coming in on a visa. They have to go through a full background check. FBI, our intelligence agencies, check through every single person who comes in. It's like a month-long process. But if you are somebody from France, you don't even need a visa. You just hop on a plane, you're here in the United States. And if you're a member of ISIL that happens to be a citizen of France or Germany, you come on in. Much more risk is involved in terms of just ordinary tourists, or for that matter, American citizens who've gotten brainwashed by ISIL on the computer, like they did in San Bernardino, and suddenly they just go to the local gun store, where, by the way, because the Republicans have blocked it, we can't even put them on a list to prevent them from buying weapons. That's a much bigger danger than the Syrian refugees. Now, the second point you made about veterans' homelessness, one of the things that I did when I came into office is I said, if somebody's put on the uniform of this country and fought for our freedom, they cannot be homeless. And our goal should be zero homelessness, zero tolerance for homelessness. And we have cut veterans' homelessness since I've been in office by about a third. Tens of thousands of veterans who used to be homeless are now housed. But one is too many. So we've got some cities where they've set a goal of zero homeless veterans and they've actually achieved it. We're going to keep on working as long as we have to get this done, and we have budgeted the dollars to make sure that every veteran is put in place. But I just want to say that the reason that we've got veterans homelessness is not because of Syrian refugees. It's not because of undeserving folks on welfare. It's because we've had a Congress that for too long talks tough about patriotism and looking out for our troops, and orders folks are fine with us sending 180,000 people into war, but then when it came down to the actual veterans budget, it wasn't there. And I increased the veterans budget more, the VA budget more than any president in history. Increased it 11% my first year.
See, fear politics works best when people stop asking questions. If politicians can make Americans angry enough or scared enough, people stop looking closely at facts. And honestly, both parties in Washington have used fear at different times, but in this moment, Obama challenged that entire narrative directly. Then came the heated part. The audience member brings up homeless veterans. Now listen carefully because this part matters. Obama never said veterans were unimportant. In fact, he said veteran homelessness had dropped during his presidency and that more funding had gone toward veteran support programs. But then he turns the argument completely around. He basically says, don't blame refugees for problems politicians created. And honestly, that line hit hard. Because think about it. A refugee family fleeing war did not decide veteran healthcare budgets. A refugee child did not block mental health funding. A refugee mother did not create homelessness in America. Politicians did. Washington did. And whether you're Democrat, Republican, or independent, that part should make everybody uncomfortable because ordinary Americans are constantly pushed into fighting each other, while politicians avoid accountability. Working-class Americans blame immigrants. Citizens blame refugees. Communities blame each other. Meanwhile, housing costs rise. Healthcare costs rise. Veterans still struggle. Ordinary families still feel ignored. That frustration is real. And what made Obama effective here wasn't yelling. It was composure. No screaming, no insults, no meltdown. Just calm facts, one after another. Honestly, sometimes the quietest person in the room is the one hitting the hardest. And that's why this clip still goes viral years later, because it exposed something bigger happening in America. Fear spreads faster than truth, and too many politicians know exactly how to use that. You know what really stands out watching this today? America still feels trapped in the exact same arguments: fear, division, blame, outrage. But regular Americans are tired. People want honesty. People want leadership. People want solutions instead of political theater. And whether you agree with Obama on everything or not, this moment forced people to slow down and actually think instead of reacting emotionally. But now, I want to hear from you. Do you think Obama completely exposed the flaws in this Trump supporters' argument? Or do you think the concerns about refugees were still valid? Comment below because your opinion matters on this channel. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you like this video, subscribe to Blue Voice, share this video everywhere, and help this channel grow so more Americans can speak openly about what's happening in this country. I'm Deborah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.